everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sana and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 12th and 13th of June 2022. Let's start. Technology Development Fund Scheme is associated with which union ministry? So Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has approved the enhancement of funding under Technology Development Fund Scheme to 50 crore rupees per project from earlier 10 crore rupees. So in the Union Budget 2022 to 23, 25% of Defense Research and Development budget was earmarked for private industry, startups and academia. Okay. So TDF scheme basically supports indigenous development of products and technologies by the MSMEs and the startups. Okay. So this scheme is associated with Ministry of Defense. Let's see some of the important ministries that were in news. Which union ministry launched the Green Open Access Rules 2022? So this has been launched by Ministry of Power. Why? For promoting generation, purchase and consumption of renewable energy and also to accelerate India's renewable energy programs. Okay. Which union ministry launched the Geospatial Self-Certification Portal? So Ministry of Science and Technology launched the Geospatial Self-Certification Portal for adherence to the provisions of geospatial guidelines by individuals, companies, organizations and the government agencies. So last year in the month of February, the government issued new geospatial data guidelines which replaced the process of prior approvals, security clearances, licenses and other type of restriction. Okay. So this portal has been developed in collaboration with NIC. So correct answer would be Ministry of Science and Technology. Which union ministry launched the Sagarmala Young Professional Scheme? So Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways has launched the Sagarmala Young Professional Scheme to engage the young professionals in various divisions of the ministry. And initially, more than 25 young professionals will be hired under the scheme and the initial period of engagement shall be 2 years, which will be extended to additional 2 years on the basis of their performance. Okay. According to the current data from the Commerce Ministry, which country is India's second largest trading partner? So India's second largest trading partner is the country China, and who's the first? It is USA. Okay. So recently US has overtaken China to become the India's largest trading partner. So talking about the bilateral trade between India and China, it is worth $115.42 billion. And for India and USA, the bilateral trade is $119.42 billion. Okay. Which ministry recently announced the launch of Swachh Sarvekshan 2023? So it has been launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and theme for this year theme for Swachh Sarvekshan 2023 is waste to wealth, right? And it basically focuses on 3 types of R's. What are these? reduce, second is recycle, and third is reuse, right? Next question. Where was the mega exhibition on nation building and central public sector enterprises held? So Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman inaugurated the mega exhibition on nation building and central public sector enterprises at Mahatma Mandir in Gandhinagar in the state of Gujarat. And 75 CPSEs which participated in this exhibition showcased their contribution to the development of the country for achieving the Atmanirbhar Bharat. And NTPC along with Bharat Electronics Limited inaugurated the activities for conversion of their townships at Solapur and Bangalore as the mini smart cities. Fine. Now let's see some of the important venues that were in news. Which is the venue of the Biotech Startup Expo 2022, which was inaugurated by our Indian Prime Minister. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi has recently inaugurated the Biotech Startup Expo 2022 at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi. And this Biotech Startup Expo is a 2-day event which is organized by the Department of Biotechnology and Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. So it was held to mark completion of 10 years of establishment of BIRAC. So theme of this expo was Biotech Startup Innovations towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay, so this was the whole theme for this event. Which is the venue of the Khelo India Youth Games 2021? So this is the 4th edition of this game and it would be taking place in the state of Haryana. What is the mascot of this event? It is Dhakar. Okay, and before it, in 2018, this event took place in Delhi. In 2019, it was hosted by Pune in Maharashtra. Then in 2020, it was organized in Guwahati in the state of Assam. And for 2021, it would be organized in Panchkula, Haryana. Which is the venue of the World Summit on the Information Society Forum 2022? Answer is Geneva, Switzerland. Okay, so this summit is co-organized by ITU, UNESCO, United Nations Development Programme and United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Okay, talking about their headquarters, the headquarters of ITU lies in Geneva, Switzerland. Headquarters of UNESCO lies in Paris, France. Headquarters of UNDP is in New York and headquarters of UNCTAD lies in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay, so overall this summit was hosted by Geneva. What was the venue of National Women Legislators Conference in May 2022? So the venue of this event is Thiruvananthapuram. And this conference basically focuses on the modern issues of women, for example, women rights, then gender equality and enough female representation in the decision making bodies. Okay, what was the venue of the 4th Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan? This is Dushanbe, which is the capital of Tajikistan. So national security advisors of various countries participated in this meeting. For example, Tajikistan, India, Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Iran, China and Kyrgyzstan. Okay, next question. What is the target year set by India for the first human space mission Gaganyaan and the first human ocean mission? So the Union Earth Sciences Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh announced that India will launch the first human space mission Gaganyaan as well as the first human ocean mission in the second half of 2023. So on the event of World Ocean Day, which is observed on 8th of June every year, the ministry said that the government will soon unveil the Blue Economic Policy and around 40 million people will be employed by ocean-based industries by 2030. Okay, so correct answer will be 2023. Coming to the question slide, Union Cabinet approved the transfer of 10 in-orbit communication satellites to which organization? So Union Cabinet approved the transfer of 10 in-orbit communication satellites from the Government of India to NSIL, means New Space India Limited. So this is the commercial wing of ISRO, and it is a public sector enterprise under the administrative control of the Department of Space. So the Cabinet has also approved increasing the authorized share capital of NSIL from 1000 crore rupees to now 7500 crore rupees. Okay. Next is, which global group formed a company to build and supply devices that allow small satellites in the orbit? So this company is Sony, and devices will work between the satellites which are in space and the satellites that are communicating with the ground stations. Which country recently launched 8 remote sensing satellites, including Jilin-1 01C and Jilin-1 Gaofen series satellite? So it has been launched by the country China on Long March rocket, and this is the 419th flight mission of the Long March rocket series. Okay. CubeSat Lakshasat, a nano satellite built by an Indian research scholar, was launched from which country? So this nano satellite has been developed by Sai Divya, who is a research scholar in satellite communications belonging to the state of Andhra Pradesh, and it has been launched by the country UK by B2 Space company. Okay. Which is the first airline in Asia to use the Gagan satellite based navigation system during landing? So the first airline in Asia to use this feature is Indigo, and this has been developed by jointly Airports Authority of India and ISRO. Okay. Next question. Which country has suspended its 2 decades old friendship treaty with the country Spain? So Algeria has decided to immediately suspend the Treaty of Friendship, Good Neighborliness and Cooperation signed in 2002 after Spain reversed decades of neutrality in the Western Sahara dispute. So Spain depends on Algeria for its natural gas supply, and this move is a blow to their relations. So Spain's government regretted Algeria's decision and reaffirmed its commitment to the friendship treaty. Okay. Let's see some of the important international current affairs. The Daya Bay reactor neutrino experiment is functional in which country? So this is functional in the country China. Which is the first Asian country to legalize the growing and consumption of marijuana? So the first Asian country to legalize marijuana is the country Thailand. India handed over $1 million to which country for Air Force Training Institute and IT laboratory? So India has provided $1 million to the country Vietnam for their IT laboratory development and its functioning. International Atomic Energy Agency passed a resolution criticizing which country on uranium traces? This is the country Iran. And the headquarters of International Atomic Energy Agency lies in Vienna in Austria, right? Which country has recently launched carbon emissions market to reach its climate goals? So recently Canada has launched a national carbon emissions market to help in meeting its climate goals efficiently, and under this system registered participants can generate 1 credit for each ton of emissions they reduce or remove from the atmosphere. So the cities, farmers and other people can sell those credits to heavier polluters in the Canada to help them meet compliance obligations or emissions reduction goal. Okay, so this is the country Canada. Next question. How many districts were awarded in the Awards for Excellence in District Skill Development Planning 2022? So the second edition of Awards for Excellence in District Skill Development Planning was organized in New Delhi by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So top 30 districts were awarded for their innovative best practices in skill development in the region, and Rajkot in the state of Gujarat, Kachar district in the state of Assam, and Satara from Maharashtra were ranked at the top positions, and DSDP awards were instituted under the Sankalp scheme, and Sankalp stands for Skill Acquisition and Knowledge Awareness for Livelihood Promotion Scheme. Fine. So correct answer is 30. Coming to the question slide, what is the name of the unified portal launched for inviting nominations for various awards? So the Union Government has launched the Rashtriya Puraskar portal for inviting nominations for various awards of the various ministries and agencies, and this portal aims to ensure the transparency and public partnership and to bring together all the awards under one digital platform. So nominations for Padma Awards are open till September 15, 2022, and for Sardar Patel National Unity Awards, nominations are open till 31st of July. Fine. At the CII XCon 2022 in Bangalore, who received the Committed Leader Award? So this award has been presented to Anjali Pandey, who has been awarded the British Honour of MBE for his contribution to the COVID-19 pandemic. This is Guruswami Krishna Murthy. Fine. The Best Infrastructure Project Award was recently given to the Atal Tunnel. Which state or union territory is location to the Atal Tunnel? So don't forget that the Best Infrastructure Project Award has been presented to the Atal Tunnel, which lies in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Who was honored for film and television achievements at the MTV Movie and TV Awards 2022? This is Jennifer Lopez. Okay. Next question. Which emerged as the best higher education institution in India in the latest edition of QS World University Rankings? So IISc Bangalore, that is the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, emerged as the best higher education institution in India in the latest edition of the QS World University Rankings. So it has recorded a jump of 31 position in its rank in comparison to the last year, and the rank of this institute is 155th globally. So the 19th edition of the ranking featured 41 Indian universities, and out of them 27 were featured in the top 1000. And Indian Institute of Science is followed by IIT Bombay and then IIT Delhi. Okay. Let's see some of the important rankings. Which university has been ranked first among all the public universities in India by Times Higher Education Impact Rankings 2022? This is the Calcutta University. And the first in this list was Western Sydney University from Australia. What is Mukesh Ambani's worldwide ranking in Huron India's 2022 M3M Huron Global Rich List, in which he was named richest Indian and Asian? So in this ranking, Mukesh Ambani's rank was 9th, and as per the Huron Richest Self-Made Women in the World 2022, there are 124 self-made women billionaires in the world, and 3 Indian women have been featured in this list. Who are they? First is Falguni Nair, second is Radha Vembu, and third is Kiran Mazumdar Shaw. And the wealth of Falguni Nair is $7.6 billion. What is India's current market capitalization ranking according to Bloomberg data? So as per this data, India's current market capitalization ranking is 5th. And which were the top 5 countries in it? First is USA, second is China, third was Japan, fourth was Hong Kong, and fifth was India. What is India's global ranking in terms of billionaire population according to Knight Frank's The Wealth Report 2022? So India's global ranking in terms of billionaire population is 3rd. First is USA in terms of billionaire population, second is China, and third is India. Okay. Next question. EASE 5.0 reforms, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which units? First of all, what does EASE stands for? Enhanced Access and Service Excellence. Okay. So EASE 5.0 Common Reforms Agenda of EASE Next program was recently launched by the Minister of Finance, Nirmala Sitharaman. And they have been developed for reforms in the public sector, banks. So PSB Manthan 2022 unveiled the EASE Next program, which would comprise two major initiatives named as EASE 5.0 Reforms Agenda and Bank Specific Strategic 3-Year Roadmap, which is basically based on individual banks' business priorities. Okay, so correct answer would be public sector banks. Let's see some of the important banking related current affairs. The Reserve Bank of India approved which category of banks to provide doorstep banking services? So the Reserve Bank of India doubled the limit on housing loans from 30 lakh rupees to 60 lakh rupees for tier 1 cities and from 70 lakh rupees to 1.4 crore rupees in case of tier 2 cities. So RBI also permitted the rural cooperative banks to finance residential real estate projects to support affordable housing and inclusive growth. So urban cooperative banks were allowed to provide doorstep banking services to meet the needs of the customers, especially to the senior citizens and differently abled people. Okay. According to the RBI annual report, which sectors of banks contributed to a maximum number of fraud, not in terms of the amount? So private sector has contributed maximum number of fraud. Which bank has collaborated with Mahagram to digitize the country's payment infrastructure and provide its consumers in rural India more options for transaction? This is IndusInd Bank. Next is, the Reserve Bank of India has reduced the non-bank Bharat Bill Payment Operating Units minimum net worth requirement from 100 crore rupees to how much? So correct answer would be 25 crore rupees. Which payments bank recently implemented Aadhaar enabled payment system issue charges? This is India Post Payments Bank. Okay. Next question. Union Cabinet approved the Memorandum of Understanding with which country on cooperation in the field of industries and advanced technologies? So the Union Cabinet chaired by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved a proposal for signing a bilateral Memorandum of Understanding between India and the UAE on cooperation in the field of industries and advanced technologies. So this MOU will lead to growth of these sectors, which would increase domestic production, enhanced exports and reduction in imports. Coming to the question slide, Union Cabinet has approved signing of Memorandum of Understanding with which country in the field of biomedical tools and technologies? So we have signed this MOU with the country USA. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, which state government signed MOUs totaling 30,000 crore rupees with 23 corporations from across the world? So the Maharashtra state government has signed this MOU with 23 corporations. Which of the following nations has signed an agreement on investment incentive? So investment incentive agreement has been signed by India and USA. Which state has signed a renewable energy deal with Renew Power? This is the state Karnataka. Okay. Next question. World Investment Report is the flagship report of which institution? So United Nations Conference on Trade and Development in its latest World Investment Report has said that FDI inflows to India has declined to $45 billion in 2021 from $64 billion in the previous year. So India's rank jumped one place to 7th position among top recipients of FDI in the 2021 calendar year, even though the FDI inflows into the country is declining. So don't forget that USA remained the top recipient of FDI. Okay. So correct answer would be United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. What is the GDP growth projection for India in financial year 23 as per the OECD's recent report June 2022? So the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development sharply cut the growth for India to 6.9% growth in financial year 23 from 8.1% that was estimated earlier. So GDP growth was forecast to be at 6.2% in 2023, and this is below the RBI's estimate of 7.2% growth. And the World Bank also sharply slashed India's financial year 23 forecast to 7.5% from earlier 8.5% in the April review. Okay. According to the World Economic Situation and Prospect Mid-Year Update 2022 report, India's GDP growth predictions for 2022-23 have been reduced from 6.7% to what percentage? Answer is 6.4%. With a reported salary of $130 million, who has topped the Forbes highest paid athlete 2022 list? This is Lionel Messi. As per a recent World Bank report, what is the GDP growth forecast for India in financial year 23? So just here I've told you this is 7.5%. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minuzat Sana signing off.